Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh, I'm in the books. I got some good stuff for you. Let's get this party started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So let's do what we do. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And always, to my yacht, be true. See this guy here? This is the God they call Ptah. He's the last part of God manifest in human form. Amen, hidden, Ra, seen. He's Ptah, the physical form of creation from the Trinity of God. So we're going to break down this concept in this modern physics and ancient Egyptian physics. We're going to go over both of them. And it states the noblest employment of the mind is the study of its creator. So know God, study God, get to find out who he is. That's what we're about to do from a physics perspective. All right, here we go. I got a lot of fluff here. I mean, I'm not gonna hold a physics class. No, we're not doing that. So I'm gonna get to the good stuff. All right, I'm gonna got past the fluff. I'm going here, and the guy just showed you. We'll talk about him, Ptah. All right, what he represents. You see in his hand, that's called the was jed. Okay, in his hand, he got two ankhs. The was is the top part. The jed pillar is the four brackets you see down next to that. In the bottom hand, you see he got ankhs. That's the key to life. All Egyptian gods carried ankhs to let you know they had the key of life. So let's talk about it. Ptah, Horus, was what? With the Jed pillar. I just showed you the picture of Ptah Horus. That was, he carries the was, the Jed staff, holding an ankh in each hand. Ptah symbolizes, okay, symbolically, all life, stability, and strength. He was considered the craftsman. Why? He brought himself into existence, and that started the concept from the Memphite concept. I'm gonna break that down for you. They had what they call a Shabaka stone that broke it down for you. So let's start with creation, matter, excuse me, and physical reality according to the Shabaka stone inscription. It laid out for you. The nature of compensation of matter, which is physics, or what is termed physical reality, and the concept of what consciousness were understood. You ready for this? And clearly set down in the hieroglyphic writing, the texts, which date back to 5500 BCE, in the theological system of Memphis, Egypt, as follows. This was their concept. In the beginning, remember, we all have a beginning. In the beginning, the only netter, that's God, Ancients didn't call God by God. They called him Netter. Okay, the all encompassed, the supreme being. God is the more modern term for man that we use for explaining God. But we knew all the attributes of God. That's the point. And they all still the same, haven't changed to this day. In the beginning, only Netter, that's God, of gods, existed and nothing else. You get the concept? Then the Netter became three. The spirit which is hidden in man, Ra, which is visible to man to sustain man. Without that sun, we got nothing. So yeah, it's the savior. Why? Because of what it does for us. That's what it's put there for. And then the physical form, Ptah, Ptah, is pronounced T, but we say Ptah, okay? But the P is solid, okay? Just like the Django, the D is solid. So moving on, but that's the concept. And they had a nice little concept. And watch this. This is their elements, breaking it down for you. The Shabaka stone states that what? Okay, wait a minute. The Netter became three. Amun, Ra, Ptah. Just broke that down for you. Now, the Shabaka stone states what? That Ptah conceived in his heart, reasoning, consciousness, all that would exist, and at his utterance, the word which we call Heka, of power to make what? Manifest. When we conceive in our heart and then in our mind, and when we verbally bring it to existence, that's the same thing how the world's created. That's what they're saying. And being we created in his image, we had the power to do the same thing. Get the concept? So creation created, Ptah created the noon, the primal waters, unformed matter and energy. Just potential, just chaos, just whatever. It can be anything like us without knowledge of self, ignorant, but a whole lot of possibilities. So you have to what? Program it, curtail it, teach it, cultivate it, teach it to be and do. That's the whole purpose of man in the flesh, from the spiritual to the physical. We have to become conscious. That's the name of the game. And they break it down for you real simple. Watch this. Ptah conceived in his heart, reason and consciousness, that all would exist, an utterance of his word, his will, which is what the speak of the tongue, the power to manifest, create, the noon, the primary water, which is the unmanifested matter, possibilities. Chaos, they called it. Watch this. Remember chaos. Anything possible, haphazard, willy-nilly. Okay. But then not having a place to sit, Ptah causes what? The noon, watery abyss, the first land to emerge from the primeval waters. It was more water. Remember, it's 75% water, but 25 quarter, 1/4 of it is a land of the primeval hill. We call it the Benbins. Okay, that's the pyramid. Right here. That's what came out the water, so he can have somewhere to sit. And that he may have a place to sit. This is all the story told by the Memphites concept. And Adam then, what? Adam, which is the molecules, emerged and sat upon Ptah, and then came out of the water, what? 4 pairs of gods. We call the Agdo, the 8 gods. They're all aspects and concepts of God. Now we're going to break it down for you. This is important. Then, watch this. The noon, which we call the primeval waters, that's the male side. Noonet is the opposite side. Again, represent heaven. We know as Geb and Nut from the Thebe concept or the Anuin concept. But that's where they are. And then you have Hu. Hu represents what? Boundlessness. And Huet, that which has boundaries. Again, equal opposites representing nature. Kuk, which is darkness. Kuket represents light. The T in all Egyptian names that you know is female. Okay? Everything that's female has a T on it. When the Greeks came and started moving stuff around, that didn't hold true no more. Because they took Nephat and made a Nephthys with a YS. So understand it. The T means female. Okay. Again, male and female, they kept harmony in everything. Then you got now you got Kuk, which is darkness, Kuket, which represents light, and my favorite, Amun, the hidden one. It means hidden. Aminet, that which is manifest. When the spirits go back to Amun, That's where they go. Aminet represents the place that they be, the physical place conceptually. All right. Now you have the netters, which is Noon, Noonet, Hu, Huet, Kuk, Kuket, Amin, Aminet, are the lips and the teeth of God's mouth, which speaks the names of what? All things which come into existence. These are his aspects to help him get what he need done, just like the Anuian concept. Now you have, listen, this is important. The heart and tongue have power over the limbs. What you mean? God is found as the heart within all bodies. So God dwells in the heart of man, all bodies in the mouth of each netter, and what? All humans has the tongue, which is your will of all things that what live. It is God who thinks as the heart and who commands as the tongue. Your heart should be your guide. Once this connects with that, you good to go. That which is, watch this, and that which the nose breathes, the eye sees, the ears hear. Now you run down the senses of the physical body. All of these senses are communicated what? To the heart. At death, judgment day, they don't care about this thing up in your head, the brain. Don't even use it. Turn it into mush, throw it away. They ain't even say. They concentrate on the conscience of the heart. Why? That's where the real brain is. They figured that out a little less than 40 years ago. They just bringing it around and letting y'all know, oh, the heart got a brain. Spare me. Moving on. But yeah, I got that information a long time ago. Where? So when you communicate it from the heart, it is the heart mind. Hello. Yep. The heart brain, which makes all knowledge and awareness manifest. And then what? The tongue is what repeats what the heart has thought. It came from the heart to the mind to the utterance. And that's when you make power, utterance, bring it into existence. And justice is done. Watch this. Listen. Justice. Oh, what she mean? All divine. Oh, whoa, I missed the whole thing. Repeat which from the heart has thought. The tongue springs at the heart consciousness. All divine utterance manifest themselves. How? Through the thoughts of the heart and the commandments of what? Your tongue. You speak it into existence. That's what Ptah did. That's what he's showing you. And justice, here you go, is done to they who do what? Is love, which is good, righteous, right? And punishment to who? To they who do what is hated, evil, wrong. Anything that opposes God is the devil. So if the devil don't exist, you create the devil by going in opposition to what's good and what's right. Simple as that. Moving on. And watch this. Life is given to they who are peaceful. Death is given to they who are criminal. This is an ancient Egyptian concept. Still hold true today. If you practice it, if you understood it and used it, why? It still works. What's this? Now, in truth, that's the difference. In truth, God causes the netters to what? Be born out of his own, which is the creation of what? All the cities, establishment in the gnomes, and the establishment of what? The netters in their places of adoration and worship. God made their likeness according to their desires. Thereby the netter entered into their bodies. Now they say you make a soul contract. I don't subscribe to that, but ain't buying that. You make the deal to come here in the flesh. Moving on. That's somebody's philosophy. They teach that and prescribe to it. I heard it, listen to it. Don't have nothing to do with that. Moving on. The variety of wood and all types of mineral, clay, and all things that what? That grow from these and in which they have taken place. You have food, provisions, and all good things. He, Ptah, is Horus or Haru, which is the spirit that's in me and you. Okay, that's the concept. Now, through the Shabaka stone inscription, I got a little more to go. Yeah, I see you got the time. We are instructed in the following wisdom. Again, a philosophical concept. One, I think it goes up to 8. Yeah. So see if I can get through these right quick. The creation came into being through the mind thought of Ptah, the God of gods, and his utterance of power. Where's Heka? Where's the power? Ptah. And he came into existence. Get the concept? Number 2, God created what? Energy. You need to understand energy, frequency, and vibration. That's what everything is based on. That's the physics. Okay, that's the true physics. And watch this. God created what? Energy, aka matter, which is represented as we call the noon. Anything is possible. That's God's creation. And then what? Then he formed what? Principles. Principles by which they would be governed. You had the 4 pairs of opposites. I just told you about them. That's the concept. And starting number 3, atom, sun and fire, God. That Ra, let there be light, that's the atom that will burn, is burning off in pure hydrogen. It's nothing but just pure heat. Okay? Fire, God. And performs what? The work of creation. How? By sitting on Ptah, taking creative thought, and then acting on the command of God. Therefore, atoms, which is the molecules, neutrons, protons, electrons, all those, they break down to atoms. And they had this understood ancient times. So remember that. The atoms are what? The creative thought from who? God, which obeys God's will. In essence, existence. God gives existence to all creation. Human consciousness allows what? You to have perception of and gives meaning to that what exists. Human beings. God is pure conscious of creation. Therefore, that's why creation exists. Number 5, consciousness, the heart conscious, and it's spelled Coscience, meaning it's a science. It's been proven what modern physics would call intelligence, we call heart consciousness or heart-mind consciousness, coherence. Intelligence, what we call intelligence is, you ready? The underlying reality behind all existence, aka all conscious, the absolute, and in all for human experience. We're here in human form to have a human experience. We are spiritual beings. Underneath the body, we are internal beings, immortal beings, spiritual, divine beings having a human experience. We need to teach that philosophy. Why? Then we won't have to be worried about, oh, he said he God. He think he God. We're all God. Not just one, all. We just had to know that for ourselves. Hence, know thyself. Boy, I love this. Hope you're getting the concept. I'm teaching now, as far as I'm concerned. I hope you're learning. This is good information where I'm at down here. Now, watch this. The senses, the 5 senses, receive what? The information from its environment, meaning the physical body, and thereby it registers knowledge and existence. In fact, the world, aka creation, exists because consciousness, soul, intelligence projects its existence through what? Thought and power of words, utterance, speak into existence. There can be no existence. Why? Without consciousness. Somebody have to be aware how to put the air here for us to breathe, to make sure that all that's been consciously laid out. That's why we know there's a higher conscious. And without consciousness to perceive it, God is the netters, and the netters are what? His creation. Horus and Ptah are what? One and the same. Again, the understanding, watch this, that God is what? Located within the body of all his creation is also found in the ancient yoga text, Yoga Vasastra first recorded in circa 750 ACE, okay? Just as there is butter in every kind of milk, he gives you a God analogy. Similarly, the Supreme abides in what? The bodies of all his things, meaning his creation. The spark, spirit that's in us is of God. That makes us God. The utterance, watch that. This utterance, thus the universe is mental, as is stated by the God who, Tahuti Hermes. Y'all know him as Ptah, okay? Tahuti Hermes. Hermes Trismegistus, 3 times great, thrice great. Spirit, physical, and spiritual, physical, and mental. He's great in every aspect. That's the mind of God, yours. Now, wrapping it up. The universe is mental. Why? They will grasp the mental nature of what the universes are. Those who grasp the mental nature of the universe, who understand it, are what? Far along the path of self-mastery. That's the goal for my right thinkers. On the path of spiritual enlightenment, that's the path of self-mastery. Now, creation itself is what? Thought. And its thing sustains by thought power. Elements. Another name for God, Tahuti Hermes, God of the writing, wisdom, the scribe of gods, is thought, Tahuti. The similarity of the word thoth to the word thoughts is strikingly close, since thought is determiner of the fate of the karmic scales. He's the one at the scales of my eye keeping track. Thought represents your mind. He's the recorder for all things that you say and do at Judgment Day. He's there. Why? He's been keeping record. That's his job. So, mental advancement, raising your consciousness, understanding is the key to what? Understanding creation. That's why I give you the story. You have to understand it. Now, number 6 over here. God is the underlying reality, consciousness behind what? All events of the world. God is that which is perceived and also who? The perceiver. Therefore, only God exists. Nature does not exist as a separate entity from God. It's all God. It comes from God. It's of God. Calm down. The soul of all things is God. Netter, aka the all. Life giver. God is the underlying reality, consciousness, again, behind all objects that exist in time and space, be it wood, minerals, food, provisions, all these things that come from God. The doctrine of life, mental peace, and death, criminal behavior. You see where we're going that? If you got to have balance, if there's good, they got to be bad. There's reward, they got to be punishment. If you don't get that philosophy, you're not going to understand how to be or live this physical world and understand how to deal with reality, because it's one or the other. You can't serve two masters. You cannot reward them for good and reward them for bad. It don't work that way. Moving on, wrapping it up. I see the clock. I'm about to finish up right here. The mind of God conceives what? Creation as a dream within a dream. When we lay down and go to sleep, our physical waking world goes into hibernation and our subconscious takes over. That's called the dream world. And it's real to us while we're in it. But when we wake up, the consciousness of reality comes back. We back to what? We're woke again. So you can't get much done in what? The dream sleep state. Why? You're sleeping. You get everything done in the waking state. I got that information for you later on, but right now I'm gonna end this lesson. Right thinkers, in closing, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you passed away. I got more information because we about to get into the basic Egyptian physics. They had their own concepts. I'll be right back.